Welcome back. What do you think of when you hear the term retail crime? Most of us likely think of shoplifting and see it as a property crime, but it's actually so much more than that, with a larger human impact that many of us may not realize. So Jim Cormier is the Atlantic Director for the Retail Council of Canada, and he joins us this morning. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so retail crime is going up. How much?
It's going up a lot, and that's with some of the data that we're trying to flesh out as much as we can. Fact is, retailers are being stolen from at such a frequent pace that a lot of them just don't even bother reporting anymore. And so that's really sad. So, the numbers are showing, we're looking at well over close to $14 billion a year just in core retail crime, so not counting automotive, the retail stuff that you would normally think of. Over $14 billion a year just in Nova Scotia alone, and over half of it is here in the Halifax area. And that's only with the numbers of the people that are actually reporting it. We know it's higher because there are so many retailers that just put their hands up now and they say, people steal from me, nobody comes to help. And therefore, why would I bother going through the paperwork of even trying to do the paperwork and try to deal with it? So we know it's higher. It's a real problem. We have retailers of all sizes that are being ripped off every day, every week, every month. And then there's the human element to it as well. You're a retail employee. You're dealing with this, you're coming into your workplace and people are threatening you, they're even physically assaulting you as they're just blatantly stealing in front of you. It's really become to that point where we've put our hands up. We need help from governments and we need more policing.
I mean, having worked in retail myself or in the restaurant industry, they always tell you to not chase after anyone who is stealing. Of course, a lot of us think of stealing a lipstick or a sweater from the mall as retail therapy, but that's not really what we're talking about.
No, there are policies in place that individual retailers have that deal with the person stealing a candy bar. They've been in place since the dawn of retail. Right. We're talking about organized retail crime. With the dawn of resale markets and with police resources being stretched, we have criminals that just know that, I have all the time in the world to just waltz in and waltz out. Staff are not going to intervene due to internal policies where they don't want their employees getting punched in the mouth. So people are coming in, they're stealing specific products, usually working in groups. That's the organized nature of it. And then they're using it and they're selling it maybe in a parking lot on the other side of the city a few hours later. They'll work a town like Moncton and then Halifax, Charlottetown. They go back to maybe central Canada. In some cases, they're coming from Eastern Europe and they're working the entire country. This is extremely organized and it's being used to, you're making money that goes to more illicit organized criminal activity. It needs to stop. And part of the thing that we're asking for is we need visible policing. We know police resources are stretched, but the provincial government's report from last year is calling for more beat cops. So are we. The city is calling for more beat cops here in Halifax and Moncton. So are we. Wouldn't it be great if you actually had some visible police officer presence walking up and down Spring Garden Road or, one of the main retail areas in Moncton up at Trinity Drive? You could see more of that. And it doesn't have to be guns a-blazing. It's just the friendly neighborhood officer walking in, walking out. It's a visual deterrent, but you need staffing for that. We're not accusing police of doing nothing. They are overstretched. They need more resources. So we need more cops and we need them on the beat in retail areas.
Right. I mean, there's so much to digest there. We only have about 30 seconds, but how does this growing crime rate impact the public?
Well, what it does is it creates basically a situation where you as a shopper might say, well, I don't feel safe going to that area anymore. So then that impacts everybody. So if the retail area has more people saying, well, I'm going to shop online instead because I feel safer, that impacts the tax base in those areas. It impacts the retail jobs. When you're shopping with people here, you're paying for those salaries and taxes that help your community as opposed to an online resource. So you need to have that feeling of safety that you can go in and enjoy those retail areas in your community.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this conversation. So important. We will take a quick break and be right back after this.